Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 23 of Off the Charts. My name is Dan, and I'll be your host today once again. Today, we'll be discussing my favorite or my top five favorite bass players. Now, for me, it's not just about talent. There is talent involved, obviously, but there's also what the bass player has brought into the band or the solo artist or whatnot. Is he a good songwriter? Is he or she, I should say, there? Um, and I'll explain why. I'm just putting five, and this has pretty much been my five top bass players for like the longest time, I'll say that. I'm wearing my nice little bass shirt today with a skull, just for this. So, like I said, yeah, I'll explain why I find that one of these bass players is in my top, if not, and who is my favorite, and blah, blah, blah. So, I'm going to start off at number five with. Unfortunately, this is the. No, actually, if I look at my list, there's two of them that I've never seen live. So, this number five, I've never seen live. I wish I've seen the band live, and you'll see who, but he was dead at the time or passed away. Sorry, I'm talking about the Who's John Entwistle. Why do I like him? Well, first of all, you gotta just hear his licks. He's very good. He makes it look so effortless. Listen to the bass line from the Who's "The Real Me." I'm still trying to learn that one. I got it down pat. I got it down probably 40%. So, yeah, John Entwistle from The Who. Unfortunately, I did see The Who, but there was only Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey at that show because he had passed away, I think, a couple years before. But talking about, I think his nickname is the Ox, but you just see him, and his fingers, and he looks like he's, well, every picture I've seen looks like he's over 70, and here he is going playing like this, and just, I was like, whoa. And his talent is tasteful, not over the top. I hate over the top people anyway there, so like, but yeah, John Entwistle, number five from The Who, just great licks, great talent, great songwriter too. Unfortunately, never saw him live. So, anyway, next one would be Alice Cooper band, Dennis Dunaway. Now, I think he's actually very talented songwriter too. And if you listen to these old Alice Cooper, my God, the bass line, it's a little bit comparable to a point to John Paul Jones, I guess, of Led Zeppelin, where, Jimmy Page is playing a lick and the bass player's playing something completely different, but it matches, it works well, it melds well, or however you say that. So yeah, if you listen to the old Alice Cooper band, like and original, he's so original too. He's like, you listen to his bass playing and you're like, wow, that's actually pretty cool there. Like, you listen to Dead Babies, Killer, Halo of Flies, Schools Out, the bass line, like there's great stuff in there. Like, it's I just find him very interesting, and very original, I should say. So anyway, on that note, cheers to Dennis Dunaway. And him too, I've never seen live. I only got into Alice Cooper. My first show was in 1989, so he was long gone by then. He's still alive, by the way, just not with the group. So anyway, that was number four. Number three, this might be a surprise, but I'll explain why. I would say Kip Winger from the band Winger, or a whole bunch of other little things that he's done there. So I do find him very talented. The joke in high school was like he was the one note king. When, if you listen to the old Winger videos, he's just playing one note. He purposely didn't play the bass on the videos. I'm just he wanted to make it clear, so I'm making it clear to everybody too. But why do I find him that good and inspiring? It's his he is what you would call a composer, like Frank Zappa did. Like it's not like, okay, you play an A, you play a B and an F there, and this is how we play. No, he'll score, and he actually is now writing um, like ballets, like music for ballets, like orchestral music there. And he's actually doing very well. Got himself, I don't know if he got the Grammy or got nominated for a Grammy, one of the two there. But yeah, his orchestral writing, like I said, the guy can score. So he was actually smart when the hair metal um, fad, died. Winger ceased to exist for a little while there, and he says, I actually went and learned how to score. So the guy is actually very smart, and he writes great songs too. He can play the guitar, piano, bass, and conduct and score. So that's actually pretty talented and a half right there. So number 3 for me would be Kip Winger from the band Winger and other stuff there. Like he's multi-talented artist. That's what I'm going to say right there. So again, cheers to Kip Winger. Number 2. Now, I would say this number 2 here would be the closest. I would say the closest to how I play the bass now is I try to not imitate him there, but I'm talking about Iron Maiden's Steve Harris. Now we all know he hasn't done anything great in a while there, but the speed, his stage presence, his songwriting back then, I should say, not now. But if you ever see me in my band live, and who's the bass player, well, he's the one up front actually hogging the spotlight with my guitarist slash singer. But I've always wanted, I never wanted the bass to be a secondary which is a secondary instrument, which is what is considered by most there. The bass player just in the back and just standing there and just keeping the rhythm. I want to be a little bit more than that, and I've modeled my my way of playing by Steve Harris. I'll be in front of the stage. I'll be singing and I'll be freaking playing and doing his little na 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 with this bass there. You'll see it with the picture anyway there. But it's not my favorite. Well, yeah, he's number 2 obviously there, but it's his way of playing is what I've modeled my playing for a long while actually. I've been playing bass for 30 years, if not a little bit more, or close anyway. But yeah, my bass playing is based off of Steve Harris. So that's number 2. Number 1. If you guys all know me, you'll probably know who is next there. Now, some people will be like, why the hell is he number 1? He sucks, or he's this, or he's that. You know what? So, number 1 is Gene Simmons from Kiss. Okay? Now, when I was a kid, he's the reason I actually wanted to play the bass. I don't play like him at all. He plays with a pick and he does this and that. Is he bad? Is he good? You know what? The guy gets the job done. So all you naysayers out there who thinks Gene Simmons is terrible, no, he's not. He's no John Entwistle, obviously there, but he does the job. He's great songwriter. Some crap there, obviously there. But my favorite song of all time is Calling Dr. Love, and it's a simple bass line. But man, is it ever catchy and hooky. You don't need to be super talented to be a bass player or a good songwriter, I should say. Sorry. You need to have some talent there. I'm sure he's lost it a little bit of late there. And do I think Gene Simmons is cool right now? No, not really. But, when I'm 50 years old, do I really care what he does in his life now? Like, maybe at 20 or 15, 20, 25, 30, everybody needed a hero. That was my hero. Gene Simmons was the man. And then when people tell me, oh, did you see this latest Gene Simmons thing that he's said online, or I'm like, okay, guys, seriously, who cares? Like, just drop it. Like, I'm 50 years, I don't need this anymore. He's the reason I wanted to play the bass. He's the reason I got into bass. He's the reason I think the bass is awesome. It's easy, yes, to a point there, but he's written some good songs. He has awesome stage presence. I don't sound or look anything like him when I'm playing on stage. Again, it's more like Steve Harris. Sorry, I need to. But anyway, that's like I said. It's like who in the '70s, when Kiss were in their heyday. I like everybody at one point. Well, not everybody there, but most everybody at the time in the '70s were like, you opened up Kiss Alive 2 and you saw that and you're like, wow, I would like to be there when they like. Kiss did influence a whole bunch of bands to become musicians or entertainers or songwriters or whatnot. But yeah, that's the main reason right there. Is I find Gene Simmons, he's the number one reason that I love and still play the bass to this day was because of him. Now, like I said, say what you want about him. He writes some decent songs. He's got some good songs. Maybe he's not the most talented ever, but you know what? Who cares? Right? So anyway, those are my top 5 bass players. Do I have any people that I like off the top of my head? I don't have any. Like those ones those are the ones that have stuck with me for like the longest time. I thought, you know what? Let's just make a good 5 bass player episode here. And there you go. Those are my top 5 bass players and the reasons behind them. If ever, like I said, as Kip Winger goes, check out what he like YouTube him on orchestra or symphony or what, I forget what, and you'll see like, okay, the guy can actually score, and actually he learned that. And but anyway, that's my top 5 there. Those are my choices. If ever you guys feel like there's some good, like I'm not gonna put John Myung from Dream Theater. First of all, it's just I can't. You don't even really hear him in the mix. So like he could do all this and I can't even decipher what he does. Like it's. But anyway, that's just an example. That's not my type of bass player. Like I said, I like your groove. I like your in the pocket. I like your simplistic bass playing with a little things here and there added there, obviously. But to me, it's about the song, not about the million notes that you could play. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. Looks more like 5 cents now, but or 10 cents worth. But anyway, those are my top 5 bass players. So I'm just curious to see if you guys like, dislike, who do you think is a good bass player and why. And that's that. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Next episode is actually, and this has been my mood in the last 2-3 weeks, is I'm going to be doing a album ranking of the band Triumph. Words cannot express how awesome that documentary was. I've watched it 3 times already. I actually subscribed to Crave just so I could watch it 3 times and then unsubscribe to them. Anyway, I'll get it on Blu-ray when it comes out there. But anyway, my album ranking from Triumph will be next episode. So on that note, cheers everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. You haven't done so already and you like the content here. And tell your friends. And we will see you next episode. Cheers.